Hello guys, welcome to the video today. So I've picked up some really weird guitars to show you all. So first of all, we're going to do a bit of an inspection of each guitar, and then we're going to put them through a sound test. Now each of these guitars I haven't really played. I don't know about you guys, but do you ever buy guitar gear and pretty much pick it up, unbox it, and just let it sit there for a few weeks? Well, if not, I do that. But one of them in particular I did have to practice a little bit on before this video, and you'll find out why when it comes up. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to the first guitar. So as we can see, it's this Stratocaster slash bass guitar in this really nice butterscotch color. Now this cost me about $250 to order online, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting much, and I wasn't even expecting this thing to turn up. Oh, this thing is heavy. Now, if we just look at the electronics, it's pretty standard. We have a 3-way switch, normal single coil setup for a Stratocaster, and for our bass as well, pretty standard. Interesting part with the bass is we only have this single volume knob, so I'm curious if one of these tone knobs is associated, or if they're just wired through the same way. Now, if we do a bit of a test of the frets, alright, I'm not cut, that's good. Let's try the guitar next. That's okay, actually. A little bit more rougher on the guitar, but again, this thing was $250, so I was pretty much buying an expensive ornament for the price. One thing I did find funny is the tuning peg on the high E is a little bit wonky, but for the price again and the novelty of it, I'm not really complaining, and if I really wanted to, that's something I could fix myself pretty easily. So I'm going to plug this into my Spark, I'll get it in tune, and let's see how it sounds. Okay, so I've got it plugged in now. Sounds like a guitar. Yeah, I mean, it sounds okay. I think with the quality of how good most beginner instruments are nowadays, it does sound a little bit off, to be honest, but you know, for the price range and the novelty, the guitar sounds alright. So let's hear how it sounds with a bit of gain behind it. Yeah, not too bad. The pickups, you know, they didn't sound that good, and there seems to be a bit of intonation issues in some areas, but I think if I set it up and put on a new set of strings, it would probably sound okay, to be honest. You know, not completely horrible. Other thing weird I just noticed is the bass and the guitar both share the same volume setup here. I guess you could blend them. Yeah, you can blend them okay. So if you keep the volume low here, the guitar's gonna be lower. Wait, what the heck? Okay, there's some wiring issues going on. But I can confirm the bass is working. Sounds pretty good, the bass, actually. I preferred the sound of the bass definitely more than the guitar. So overall, it's just a really weird instrument, to be honest. If I had to rate this specific one I bought, I would probably give this like a 5 out of 10. The craftsmanship obviously leaves a lot to be desired. The pickups don't sound that good, but as just a bassline instrument and the fact that it was so cheap, and it definitely is fun to mess around with, like it's interesting going from chords and then suddenly be able to play the bass on top, you know, it's pretty good. So for the price I paid, 5 out of 10. If nothing else, it just looks really cool to leave around. Alright, let's get to the next guitar. Now you might notice something a little bit weird with the next instrument. It doesn't seem to be any frets on my guitar. Now this one, as soon as I bought it, I definitely played it a bit. Now I got this about maybe a week ago, and I'm still trying to get used to the thing. So to help me with positions on this guitar, I've actually kept my clip-on tuner on most of the time. And that way I can tell if my note's actually in pitch or not. So that's a G there. Now, I don't know if you noticed, the difference between this being G and being flat is literally like a millimeter. So it's definitely weird to get used to. This is not a beginner-friendly guitar, I would say. But you can get some really interesting fun sounds out of it. That's really interesting with the fretless guitars, you'll notice chords don't really work on them. So for example, if I go to make a bar chord, now it's obviously out of pitch because my fingers aren't in the right positions, but can you notice how it sounds very muffled? So the first time you play chords on this guitar, it's probably going to sound like this. It's a very humbling experience. So even with notes, you get that really muffled tone to it. Now it is still pretty cool. Like I enjoy the sound. I've been having heaps of fun playing with this guitar, especially for all the slidey things you can do. Just the most annoying thing is sometimes you'll do a super good take and then you'll just get one note wrong, and it is so annoying because it's not like guitar where you might miss the string with a pick or you might miss a fret. For this, you might literally just be 1 millimeter too far, completely ruin the whole take. And I missed it. Now, a bit of a hint for you if you ever do pick up a fretless guitar. Pretty much wherever you imagine the fret would be on a normal acoustic is roughly where the note is going to be on the guitar. So although a bit of an annoying instrument to play, it definitely has a unique sound to it. So overall, I'm going to rate it a 7 out of 10. Just because it's such a fun experience revisiting the guitar this way. But the missing 3 points is because, man, this thing is annoying sometimes. So overall, a very fun instrument. If you have the means and you run into one of these, I would recommend to pick one up. It's a lot of fun. If you're a beginner though, just be prepared that it's going to be incredibly difficult compared to a normal guitar. Alright guys, let's get to the next instrument. Okay, so this next guitar is mainly just having a bit of fun, right? It's more of a meme guitar than anything, but I had to pick one up when I saw it. They're just too funny to have. Really interesting setup with the single humbucker and the bridge. We just have our straight volume knob here. So I thought it might be interesting to trial out the sound of it. I'm gonna get it plugged in and let's see how this thing sounds. Has a nice sound to it. Let's see how it sounds with something typical for a Stratocaster. Now, obviously, because it's a humbucker and we're playing on the bridge pickup here, doesn't quite have that typical telly sound to it, but it does have a nice sort of twang to it, to be honest, still. Yeah, there's still a bit of sparkle to it regardless. Now, I think the main thing these are mean for is playing through metal and gent. So let's hear how that sounds, why not? Sorta, gents, a little bit of fun. It also does your pop rock chords pretty good. So overall, it's a fun guitar, and for the single humbucker, you can get a really nice array of tones out of it. It's very light, has a nice aesthetic to it, the neck is comfortable to play. I'm gonna rate this guitar a 7 out of 10. Now for the price point, there are definitely way better guitars than this one. But I think if you're trying to play like pop rock, pop punk, this guitar suits it really well. And the meme is just too funny. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed looking at the guitars. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite of the three. I have some videos coming out to review some items, and I'm also going to be playing those three guitars a bit. So thanks so much, see you in the next one.